Political reporter Salena Zito was supposed to interview President Trump that day. She joins us now. Salena, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
So you witnessed the event in Butler and then ended up talking to the president about it several times over that next 24 hours.
Yes, so I was just a few feet from the president when it happened. I had just talked to him 4 minutes before he went out on the stage. So the next morning, he called me early in the morning and he says, "This is Donald Trump." And I'm thinking, of course it is. You sound just like him. And he says, Salena, I wanted to make sure that you're okay and your daughter Shannon is okay and your son-in-law Mike, because my daughter's a photojournalist. She was with me. And I said, and then he said, "I'm so sorry we didn't do that interview." And then I did something that's probably going to make my parents really unproud of me. And I swore like a truck driver. And I said, "Are you freaking kidding me, Mr. President? You were just shot. I'm not worried about an interview at all." He would go on to call me a total of 7 times that day. These are phone conversations that largely centered around, why did I turn my head? Not meaning me, but him. Why did that chart go down? These are things I don't usually do. And the conclusion would always come back to God, and it would also always come back to purpose. And he believed, and he still does to this day, we just talked about it a couple weeks ago, that the hand of God was present. But the other really important interview that we had that moment, and I think him doing this averted chaos in the stands, and possibly in the country. He turns and does the iconic fight, fight, fight. But a lot of people think it's for, they insert their reasons why they think he does it. But I asked him, and he told me, he said, Salena, in that moment, I was symbolic of the presidency, right? I represent what the president and everything that America stands for. That means the grit, the exceptionalism, then getting up when you get knocked down and always being resilient and standing strong. That's what presidents do. That's what America means. And he said, I had an obligation to project that. There's going to be people there in these stands that panic, and there's going to be people watching this that could be chaos in the streets. So that was my purpose in that moment. And I do believe you just saw the whole place change when he did that. And it also set the tone for the rest of this campaign. It is woven throughout the campaign about America being strong again. And it became the resounding theme of the campaign, but you also see it every day in his presidency. That sense of purpose, that belief that he was saved for a reason, and he does that with how he prosecutes his presidency, how he makes the decisions that he does.
Your new book, Butler, The Untold Story of the Near Assassination of Donald Trump and the Fight for America's Heartland. And a lot of it is your firsthand account of what you witnessed on that day. What was that day like for you, witnessing someone try to assassinate right in front of your eyes the 45th president of the United States, who went on to become the 47th?
Yeah, a man I had just talked to just a handful of minutes before that happened. It's really interesting. Sometimes you hear when people go through traumatic events that they say that time stands still. For me, time seemed to be very layered. And my thinking at that time was, I need to duck. It was not that. It was, okay, I have a purpose here too. I have an ability to report. I have an ability to tell a story. I wasn't supposed to be standing there that day. I was supposed to be on the riser, but I wasn't for whatever reason. So I understood in that moment that I needed to do my job. And so I did. When the first shots went out, I didn't duck. When the second shots went out, I didn't duck. It was only until a campaign aide, Michelle Picard III, literally took me down and covered me to protect me that I was on the ground.
Wow, Salena, I mean, it certainly is, that is an experience I'm sure you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And obviously, Donald Trump will remember it for the rest of his life. And we should also mention that a man did lose his life, Corey Compatore, and certainly our thoughts and prayers to his family on this 1-year anniversary for this horrific shooting. Salena Zito, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your time.